Marjorie Jackson, 40-year-old patient, general practitioner. Okay, date of birth is given. Then here the address to Dr. J. Blackthorn. Dr. J. Blackthorn. Dr. J. Blackthorn. Blackthorn. J. Blackthorn. And this should go down. Admitting officer. Newtown Psychiatric Hospital. No need full stop. So Dr. J. Blackthorn, admitting officer, Newtown Psychiatric Hospital, Main Road, Newtown. So that's fine. March 2010. Dear Dr. Blackthorn, here better you put a comma. No problem, if you don't put also it's okay, but better you put a comma there. Regarding Miss Marjorie Jackson, aged 40, right? Why did you write aged 40? Date of birth is given. Okay, date of birth is given and age also is given. So, fine, aged 40. Date of birth is better. Well, date of birth is given, better to write date of birth. This is also correct, but date of birth is more appropriate. Okay. Miss Jackson. Okay. So you can say when both are given, for example, both are given. So date of birth, colon, 22/7/69, 22/7/1969, 22 July 1969. Okay, more appropriate. More appropriate. More appropriate. Okay. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson. Capital letter. Spelling. Is that what the spelling you have written in your letter? Let me check. Okay, fine. Okay. Right. Miss Jackson. Okay. You have written it correctly. Typing mistake. Miss Jackson. Comma is also there. Okay, Miss Jackson, whose features are suggestive of depressive psychosis is being referred. Yeah, this is also correct only. You are written correct only. Referred. Is being referred for admission and further management. Okay. Right. Fine. Okay. Initially, on 31 January 2010, Ms. Jackson presented with complaints of sleep disturbances, weight loss, and lack of energy following a sudden death. Means how many times she will die? She will have how many deaths? Only one. So you can say the one and only, the sudden death of her sister. So the only one unique. Death is unique. You cannot say one death. So the sudden death of her sister. Bereavement counseling with contacting the local social worker. Bereavement counseling with contacting the local social worker were made. Bereavement counseling. Okay. Local social worker. Bereavement counseling with contacting the so-called social worker were made to manage her reactive depression. Bereavement counseling with contacting the local worker was made. Bereavement was counseling. Okay. Reactive depression. Bereavement counseling. Liaising with the local social worker. Okay. For managing reactive depression. Bereavement counseling by the local social worker. Okay. Bereavement counseling was provided by the local social worker. Okay. Okay, this is okay. To manage reactive depression. No need her. 3 weeks later, her condition has deteriorated. 3 weeks later, deterioration in her condition. Deterioration in the condition. No need her. Deterioration in the condition has been observed. Passive voice. As she was very tearful and having difficulty engage in daily activities and 500 liters withdrawal symptoms. She was being very tearful. As she was being It should not be was been. Absurd. As she has been very tearful, and she was having, and past tense, 3 weeks later, now, okay. So very tearful, and is having difficulty for performing or for engaging in daily activities or activities of daily living. That is better, you can say better form is like that. Activities of daily living. Has been very tearful and is having difficulty for engaging, for performing. Engaging means participate. For performing is better word. For engaging in activities of daily living. Okay, performing. Fine, no problem. And 500-liter withdrawal symptoms. This is what you have written, but this is wrong still. It's a withdrawal. Withdrawal. A is there here. A should be written, withdrawal symptoms. Okay. 3 weeks later, deterioration in the condition has been observed, as she has been very tearful and is having difficulty for engaging in. Instead of 2 words, you can say for performing activities of daily living. That's a better phrase. Engaging in activities. This is also okay. That's not a big mistake. But better word is performing. You can use performing activities of daily living, you can say. Then 500-liter withdrawal symptoms. Okay, fine. Engaging in daily activities and social withdrawal symptoms. Social. Typing mistake. Social. Spelling is not very clear. That's why. Okay. So you have to write very neatly. Social. SOCI. A is missing. A is missing. Okay. Withdrawal symptoms. As a result. So these 3 words you can say as a result. Instead of as a result, you can say consequently. That is correct only. I'm not saying it is wrong. It's correct only, but you can write 1 word instead of as a result. Okay. So you can better write consequently. Consequently. I'm giving you another word. So this you can avoid and you can write that. That or this, both. Anyone you can write. That's why I'm putting both in brackets. Anyone you can use. Consequently, antidepressant drug therapy was commenced. Commenced, did you write capital letter? Yeah, it looks like capital letter. Okay, it should not be capital letter. It should be small letter. Commenced. Therapy. Antidepressant drug therapy was commenced doxepin 25 mg at night with increasing the dose 10 mg over 10 days. Antidepressive drug therapy. Doxepin 25 mg Nocti, increasing to 100 mg Nocti over the next 10 days. Okay. Consequently, antidepressive therapy. This was commenced. You can take here. Okay, was commenced. Anti-drug therapy, doxepin 25 mg at night was commenced, which was increased, commenced, and so this is after 3 weeks, means now, so it should be has been. So okay, and has been commenced and gradually increasing the dose, gradually increasing the dose to 100 mg, 25 mg to 100 mg. Why you wrote 10 mg? 100 mg. It's a mistake, na? Dose to 100 mg over the next 10 days. Increasing to, it's not gradually, increase 100 dose increasing to 100 mg Nocti over the next 10 days. Okay. Dose to 100 mg. Gradually is not there. Not necessary gradual. And increasing the dose. And the dose has been increased. And the dose has been increased. Passive voice. 200 mg over the next 10 days. Full stop. Additionally, counseling session. Counseling session. Small letter. Okay. You have written small letter only, typing mistake. Counseling session was advised. Counseling session is there to give advice. Counseling session was provided to be ongoing. What is this? Continue counseling. Continuation of counseling was suggested. Additionally, continuation of your handwriting, you have to write a little bit more clearer. Additionally, continuation of the counseling session has been, past present tense, has been advised. Full stop. Continuation of the counseling session has been advised. That's it. Miss Jackson has a history of postnatal depression. Depression, yeah, you have written double S. Postnatal depression. Miss Jackson has a history of postnatal depression as well as depressive illness in the family. Okay. Miss Jackson has a history of postnatal depression as well as depressive illness, as well as, you cannot use as well as like this. This is active voice and this is passive voice. How can you join these two things? You cannot. Oh. Okay. In addition to Miss Jackson's history, sorry, in addition to Miss Jackson's history of postnatal depression, in addition, Mr. Jackson's history of postnatal depression, comma, depressive illness in the family, okay, was reported. Okay. So you can write like this, otherwise your style is okay, but the way how you presented is wrong. Okay, now let us see here. Not only but also. Okay. Not only a history of postnatal depression of Miss Jackson, like that you can say. Not only but also you can say. You can also, yes, both and. You can also say both and. Both Miss Johnson's history of postnatal depression and depressive illness in the family were reported. Both Miss Jackson's history of illness and depressive illness in the family were reported. Plural, were reported. Now this is both Miss Jackson's history of postnatal depression, and so here you can say not only Miss Jackson's history of postnatal depression, but also depressive illness in the family were reported. Anyway, you can write both and or not only but also. You can also use not only but also. You can also use not only but also. Remove both and write not only, remove and write but also. That is a style many people don't know. Not only Miss Jackson's history of postnatal depression, but also, okay, not only this, but also that. Okay, so like that also you can write. So remove both and write not only but also. That's fine. So I'm removing this because people get confused. When I put both, people get confused. So today, not today, comma, Miss Jackson was brought by her family. Was brought or was presented is better. What do you mean by was brought? Extreme. Spelling mistake. Miss Jackson was brought by her family after she has shown extreme withdrawal symptoms. After she has had extreme withdrawn symptoms. Spelling mistakes. Did you write the spelling correct? Yeah, extreme also you wrote the spelling mistake. Yeah, withdrawn symptoms. She is no longer answering to most questions. Okay. Today, Miss Jackson has been brought by her family. Present perfect. By her family after she has had extreme withdrawn symptoms. I don't get this, what you have written. As she is no longer answering most of the questions. Jackson has been brought by her family, has been presented by her family, or brought by her family as she had extreme, as she has had present perfect, extreme withdrawn symptoms. Okay, very withdrawn, not giving answers to most questions. Relatives report refusing food at home last few days, not taking medication, muttering to herself at odd times, not seeming to make sense, mild dehydration. Okay. So, okay. She is no longer answering most of the questions. Moreover, don't use the word moreover in OET. Okay, just write full. That's not necessary. You don't write also, it's okay, but don't use the word moreover. There are some words which you have to avoid. Words to avoid in the OET writing. So these are the words which you have to avoid. Connectors. Firstly, secondly, finally, furthermore, moreover. Don't use moreover. Meanwhile, later on, hence, thus, all these don't use. You want to see, you go there. Here are the words. Okay. Right. See here, there are some rules which you have to learn. There are some rules which you have to learn. What type of connectors you have to use, why they are connected, logical connections. Okay. So you can take this one here. I'm giving you the link here. You can save it and you can use it later. Otherwise, I'll put it in the Telegram channel. You can take it from there. Yes, list of connectors to avoid in OET writing. So I put it in the Telegram channel. Next. Yeah, very fine. Your letter is very good, but only this, some things you have to change. Refusal of food and mediation were reported. Refusal of food, not taking medication. Okay, medication it is. Maybe typing mistake. Refusal of food and medication. Your handwriting little bit confusing. Okay, and medication. You have written, but what very clear. Medication. Refusal of food and medication was reported. Refusal was reported. How can you say were reported? You cannot say were. Refusal was reported. Food and medication were reported. Okay, but here you cannot say food and medication. Here refusal was reported. Regarding food and medication, refusal was reported. That's she is muttering it to herself. Herself is one word. Okay. At odd times, plural. not singular, at odd times. She is muttering to herself at odd times. Okay. Refusal of food and medication and muttering to herself at odd times. Okay. Refusal of food and medication and muttering to herself at odd times. Now you can say were reported. Now it is right. Because two things are there, refusal and muttering, two things are there. So were reported. So she is also not needed. This has gone to the previous sentence. Add it just like that. Refusal of food and medication and muttering to herself at odd times. Or otherwise you can say in addition to refusal of food, and not only refusal of food and medication, but also muttering to herself at odd times. Okay. Have been reported. Not were, have been. Today, no? Today have been reported. Okay. Based on the aforementioned circumstances. 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 Okay, based on the aforementioned circumstances, evaluating Miss Jackson. Jackson, your spelling is not very clear here. Your handwriting, you have to improve a lot more. It looks like, you know, T-A-C-K. Okay, T-A-R-K. Yeah. S-O-N. Okay, you have to, okay, fine. Anyhow, you are written here. So considering this one, we can considering that. Jackson apostrophe Jackson's condition. Based on the evaluating Miss Jackson's condition and testing accordingly would be profoundly beneficial. Profoundly beneficial. Based on the aforementioned circumstances, evaluating Miss Jackson's condition and testing accordingly would be profoundly beneficial. Should you have any queries, comma should be immediately. Please do not hesitate to contact me. Should you have any queries, it's correct only, but you can improve the quality by using passive voice. Okay, so just what I'm doing is I'm putting all this in brackets and I'm writing a new sentence. In case any additional information is required, please do not hesitate to contact me. This would be better. Passive voice. Additional information is yours sincerely, doctor. Fine. So fine, most of the way everything is right, only the spellings little confusion, handwriting is still there problem. So I think everything is fine, no problem regarding improvement is there, lot of improvement is there in many other areas. See in the initial here also in the introduction it is fine, and here also it's fine. Many places going on well. Okay, yeah. So what's the name? Rachel. Hello, Dr. Rachel. You can
Yes,
unmute
sir.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry. I have to tell you frankly, okay? You have
Yeah.
improved a lot. But in the handwriting, you have to improve, okay? Next time. Still more.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Yeah.
Because
I,
in the
I I
exam,
like you way that when you explain the past history, you use that word. You give me lots of option today.
yeah, yeah. I'll give you more. I'll give you more and more. Okay, no problem. See, you wrote, you said two words, herself. You wrote two different words. Herself is one word, right? Here, this herself. Herself is one word. Okay, herself is one word. You cannot write two words. So you wrote herself two words there. Okay. So see here you wrote herself. Her is separate and self separate. It's actually one word. Okay. So like that, that is what, okay, you are doing fine. You are doing fine, no problem. And here, antidepressant drug therapy, doxepin 28 night has been commenced, and the dose has been increased to 100 mg over the next 10 days. Very fine. You wrote everything relevant information perfectly. You have written. Only the thing is how you presented is not fine. Okay. The words that side this side that you have written, messed up the order. Order is missing. Only the order is missing. Okay. So then next one. Right. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, very nice. Very nice. You improved a lot. I can tell you from the first letter to this letter, a lot of improvement is there. Okay. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, why don't you write 2 letters?
I've tried.
Okay, fine. Do whatever is possible. And the audio is not very clear. The sound is
yeah, I have problem.
So you can call me on WhatsApp afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can type and send a message. No problem. Any doubts you have, you can type and send. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye.